She wrote, Felicia, your son didn't win custody. I gave him custody. I leave with what I came with, and I ain't come with no kids. I'll see them on the weekends. He, the single mama, not me.
Hey my loves, I hope you all are doing absolutely amazing today. So, I came across this video, I watched it, and honestly what caught my attention was not even the divorce itself, but how the people in the comment section were reacting to this, because somehow the conversation turned into this big men versus women debates, like who the better parent is. And I feel like so many people are just missing the bigger picture here. Anyway, let's get straight into it.
Let's talk about this post that's currently going viral. It says, woman walks out of divorce court smiling after giving her ex full custody. He's a single mom, not me. And here's the message I believe she sent to the mother-in-law. Felicia, your son didn't win custody. I gave him custody. I leave with what I came with, and I ain't come with no kids. I'll see them on the weekends. What I find most interesting about this post is the amount of men and women throwing up, crying, sliding on the wall, and fighting the air, tripping over themselves to call her a bad mom because she's only seeing her children on the weekend, but men do it all the time, and they're not labeled bad fathers. And the trend that I've been seeing a lot lately is men asking for full custody because they think that's going to be easier than actually raising the children. And I say let them figure that out the hard way. I just made a video about this man who was complaining that he has to work overtime every week because that's what he has to do in order to pay his $1,500 a month child support for his 5 kids. And that's an average of $300 per child. And any woman would take that deal. $300 for somebody else doing all the cooking, the cleaning, the child rearing, doing all the laundry, helping with the homework and the bath time, the PTA meetings, going to all their extracurricular activities. Some of you men don't know how good you have it. That little check ain't nothing for the freedom that you get. So now women are pulling that Uno reverse and saying, no, I'll pay the child support, you get the kids. And now it's a problem. Maybe it's the ladies' turn to start showing up at these men's house at midnight saying they just want to see their son, wanting to know whose car that is in the driveway. Maybe it's the ladies' turn to say that you bought those new Jordans with her $300 she gave you a month for child support. Maybe it's the ladies' turn to start saying that she don't want no other woman around her son.
So this woman went viral for smiling in divorce court. And that is amazing. This is absolutely amazing, bro. Women are reclaiming their time, their energy, their power back. If you're not going to be a good partner in marriage, they just leaving. And honestly, that's good. Because they shouldn't have to sit there and suffer with no man. And she said that she leaving that marriage the same way, she came in. And she didn't come into that marriage with no kids. So now she gonna be the weekend dad. Okay? And I think that's amazing. That is amazing. I honestly wish we could see more women do this. I mean, men do be saying that they do better, their kids do better in single father households. So shoot, I wish women would start doing this. Let's see if these numbers, because when it comes to custodial parents, what is it, 80-20? Like most custodial parents are women, and like 80% of custodial parents are women, and then 20% are men, or something like that. I guaranteed if more men were to become custodial parents, all these other statistics about abuse and stuff, and children doing better in single parent household, all them numbers would change. You would see the abuse start to even out. You would see the success rate start to go down. And a lot of that stuff have to do with resources, but I don't feel like explaining all in the video. But for the smart people, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, like I said, women are reclaiming their time and energy back. So if you're not gonna be a good partner, they throwing up the do sign and they getting up out of there and they're saying, hey, you take them kids. I hope to see more women do something like this. Amen.
So it's a viral video going around about a couple that have gotten a divorce. And during the divorce, they're signing the papers. She signed the papers and stuff like that. Guess what she does? She signs her child over to the husband and said, I'll see y'all on the weekends. She said, quote unquote, I'm leaving this marriage with everything that I came with. She said, I didn't come with kids, so you can have that little bit. So I went in the comments, and of course the men are hysterical. They going all the time like she ain't no mother and all this stuff right here. What woman would do that? But men do it every day. Every day this goes on. So what's the difference in the men doing it and opposed to the women doing it? What's the difference? Men say goodbye to the kids when they get a divorce. They pay child support. They're bitter about it. And then a lot of them come get the kids. A lot of them want to come get the kids. It's just a lot that women go through when they go through a divorce and they have full custody of their kids, regardless of the fact that they getting child support or what. So I think a lot more of this needs to go on, in my opinion. Then these men would make better choices of who they made their baby mama, who they married, all that stuff. If men had to be more responsible for the children that they made, all these seeds that they just going around fertilizing everywhere, they would think twice before they had them. I'm gonna tell you that. Now I don't know how this gonna play out, but I'm gonna keep watching to see. But you know, that girl, it just got me what she said. She said, I'm leaving this marriage with everything that I came with. She said, I didn't come with child. I didn't come with a child. You and your mama can handle it. I see y'all on the weekends. I was like, God damn.
This woman is going mega viral on all platforms right now. She has the men, she has the women, she has everybody and they mama in an uproar, okay? Clearly you can see that her ex-husband is very unhappy about this divorce. She's smiling. She's smiling. She put FNF. She happy. The husband, not so much. He looks very bitter, like a bitter baby mama. And I'm sure the men in the comments will be like, oh, it's because he had to give up half. Oh, she took his pension. Oh, he's paying alimony. Oh, he's got to pay child support. Well, actually, it's because she gave that man custody of their kids. She wrote, Felicia, your son didn't win custody. I gave him custody. I leave with what I came with, and I ain't come with no kids. I'll see them on the weekends. He, the single mama, not me. Not a Uno reverse. Not a Uno reverse on that man. And honestly, I love this for her because how many of you men sit here and try to go for full custody so that you don't have to pay child support? You make the woman's life a living hell because y'all have children together. I'm sure that man made the divorce hell, so she hit a Uno reverse on his bitch ass. As a mother myself, I'm not mad at her for it because what's the difference of her being a weekend mom than him being a weekend dad? Why is there such a gender disparity when it comes to custody and children? And I honestly feel like more women should start doing this. And maybe they'll start changing the laws or maybe they'll start holding men more accountable for the children that they make. You want to sit here and drag me through court and not want to help pay for your children, or you want to like kind of control me through the children? Here you go, have the kids. I'll see them on the weekend. And that's the best part. Literally, most people have weekends off. So I get to spend my whole weekend with my children uninterrupted. I don't have to deal with the schoolwork. I don't have to deal with any of that, anything like that. I get to be the fun mom while you have them during the week while you're trying to work and you support them. You make them dinner, you make them breakfast, you get them to and from school. Because a lot of you men really don't want the children. You want fucking control. You don't want to pay for them either. So you pull this little fucking full custody bullshit on us and drag us through fucking court. Bitch, you can have them motherfucking kids. Take them fucking kids. I'll be the weekend mom. Shit, we gonna have a grand time at mama's house on the weekends. I won't be stressed. I'll be blessed. And you can deal with the full-time parenting since you don't want to be an amicable co-parent.
Okay, so this woman is going viral on Facebook because she divorced her husband allegedly for cheating on her and then gave him primary custody of their kids. This post, she writes, Felicia, your son didn't win custody. I gave him custody. I leave with what I came with and I didn't come with kids. I'll see them on the weekends. Hashtag, he's the single mama, not me. The comment section under that post were full of comments like this one. This kid doesn't know it yet, but his odds of not ending up behind bars just increased significantly. There were several comments in that comment section essentially saying the same thing, that children turn out better when they're raised in a single father household. And I'm not here to argue against that statistic because it's true, but I want to add some context to it. The context that's missing is income and ethnicity. About 25% of American children are raised by a single mother and 5% are raised by a single father. 47% of Black children, roughly half of Black children, and 23% of Hispanic children and 13% of white children are raised by a single mother. So essentially, most children being raised by a single mother are being raised by a Black or Hispanic single mother. However, most single fathers are white. Approximately 56 to 71% of single fathers in the United States are white. With the exception of Asian men, white men make more money than any demographic in America, but they damn sure make more money than Black and Hispanic women do. So it's not at all shocking to know that data consistently shows that single fathers earn significantly more money than single mothers. In 2022, single fathers working a full-time job earned around $57,000 a year versus single mothers who earned around $40,000 a year. And that makes sense because, again, the vast majority of single fathers are white men and the vast majority of single mothers are Black and Hispanic women. Society knows that children turn out better when they're raised in financially stable households. Children from wealthier households often experience better developmental outcomes due to greater access to resources like high quality education, tutoring, and extracurricular activities. Wealth acts as a buffer against financial stress, providing stability that supports better academic and behavioral development. So it's no surprise that children turn out better when they're raised by wealthy white men versus low income Black and Hispanic women. So yes, it's true that children turn out better when they're raised in a single father household versus a single mother household. But the difference isn't the gender of their parent, it's the income level of their parent.
You know, one thing I find really interesting about situations like this whenever they go viral is how quickly people turn parenting into gender competition. You will find people who are saying that men are better parents and others are saying women are better parents. But the reality is, parenting is not about gender, but about responsibility, patience, and consistency. And the truth is, raising children, especially alone, is not easy and it's definitely not a joke. It's more like a full-time job. You find yourself dealing with school, emotions, food, routines, disciplines, and sometimes you do all of that while also trying to work and survive. And that's why I always find it interesting when people online always make it to look as if you are the primary parent, you have some kind of easy position, and yet in reality, it's totally different. They always try to do it that way just because you are going to be having the child support, yeah? But that money that they give for child support is not for you, the one who is taking care of the kid, but for the kid to have like basic needs. So I don't understand why people always make it seem like it's so easy to be the primary parent to a child. In fact, I've seen several videos of fathers who pushed so hard for full custody, and after getting it, they started coming online and talking about how exhausting it is. I remember seeing one man who was calling his child's mom, and the woman was not picking up because it was her time to take the parental responsibilities, but she was not picking up the phone, and you could hear the frustration from his voice. And there was also another man who was also crashing out and talking about how child support is literally draining him financially, and he has to work even more just to keep up. And I was like, do these men really think that motherhood is some kind of a joke? Just because you wake up, you sit at home, probably, and he is the provider, they think that you are having the best time of your life? Anyway, let's leave that one for another day because I'm here to bring that video of those men crashing out over full custody. And when I see situations like that, I always wonder, like, if this is this exhausting and stressful, then why push things to a point that the family has to break apart? Because the reality is, divorce and custody battles do not happen randomly. No one wakes up one morning and end their marriage just like that. Most of the time, there are problems that build up over time, communication issues, lack of support, unresolved conflicts, things like that. That's why for me, I feel like if there is any issue, before even thinking of divorce or talking about full custody, blah, 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 at least try to resolve things. But if it cannot, then yes, you will see yourself in this kind of situations, because no one wants to be treated like an object. Even me, I wouldn't entertain such kind of nonsense like, you do this and that to me and you still want me to stay all in the names of we have kids. Seriously? Hey, Oga, it does not work that way at all. But at the end of everything, the real people who are affected with all of this are the kids. And the goal shouldn't be about proving who is a better parent and who is not. I feel like the goal should be to create a healthier environment possible for the kids. But I'm curious, what do you all think about this topic? Because I've seen it so many times, and I think we need to talk about this. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, kindly go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Share the video too, and until next time, bye for now. I love you.